Courtright. Nick Courtright's second book, Let There Be Light, came out in February 2014, and his debut full-length, Punchline, a National Poetry Series finalist, was published in 2012. He is an editor and book designer for Goldwake Press and the founder and editor of Atmosphere Press. His poetry has appeared in many literary journals, including the Southern Review, Kenyon Review Online, Boston Review, the Iowa Review, among numerous others, and essays and other prose of his have been published by such places as the Huffington Post, Best American Poetry, Gothamist, and Spin magazine. Please welcome Nick Courtright.
How's it going?
Good.
Good? Good? Poetry time?
Yes.
Yeah? All right. I can't have that. I feel too hidden. Okay, so, regret. To call a fire alive, to call a ghost awake, to call a ghost asleep, or to call it on the phone, pressing redial 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 21 times, and always being sent to voicemail. It's your first love again, and it lives. At what point does the fire die? Does the ghost pick up the phone and say, I know you've been calling, so now I've answered. What is it you have to say to me? What I have to say to you. Once upon a time, there was a rich man who sat down for a meal with the devil. They ate lamb and drank wine and ignored such things attendant cries. The rich man wanted more. That is why he was with the devil. People do not invite the devil to dinner unless they want. That is the way of such negotiations. So the rich man says, I have 3 wishes. And the devil says, who am I? I'm no genie. You get 1 wish, so make it good. The rich man takes another sip of wine. Then I wish for an immortal life with endless material bounty. The devil takes another bite of meat. Hey, that's 2 wishes. But how about this? I grant your wishes so long as you accept 1 condition. Yes, then, says the rich man. I assumed you would agree, and that is good. Here is what I want from you. You will have all that you desire, an immortal life of incalculable wealth, but you will forever after have a small, sharp rock in your shoe. And so it was. Now imagine that man, with his endless life and goods, and with the rock in his shoe. Got that? Now, imagine the life of the rock. Life of the rock sucks. That's the truth of that. It's not a good place to be. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try out something a little bit newer, because it has the word farted in it. Okay, it's called The Credits Roll. The man next to me on the airplane just farted. He is looking at a magazine full of photographs of children kneeling next to deer carcasses. His headphones barely conceal the fact that he is listening to the Jimmy Buffett classic Cheeseburger in Paradise. The row behind me is drunk and getting drunker. Their 3rd round just served up. The row's 2 girls have drawn a 3rd person, an unsuspecting male, into their net. The flight attendant, 30 years older and thirsty for popularity, jokes with them. It is 8 a.m. Even earlier, there was the aggressively elderly woman in the San Francisco airport. She did not smile at me when I smiled at her. Her fingers were twisted like the branches of desert trees. When she stood up, she gasped with surprise that she could. On the plane to Tokyo, the stewardess is brusque and pale and Japanese. She thrusts green tea ice cream at customers as if they are prisoners. The in-flight movie features a punishingly long sequence in which a ship is tossed about by a violent sea. It is really a very long sequence. The airplane waves in its agreement. At the end of this in-flight movie, which I am not watching, the man returns to his love after having endured tremendous terror. She embraces him with undivided love as he, elsewhere, stares into the distance. So a lot of times when I do readings, I eventually, after, I've been touring this book, Let There Be Light, for a couple years, and you read the same things over and over again, and you're always spouting your own rhetoric, and you're like, I'm so smart, I know things, whatever, right? So, I want to read a poem written by someone else. And it's a poem that I believe could potentially be controversial, but I want to read it anyway, because it was written by my 7-year-old son. So, if you're mad, take it up with him. Poem by William, age 7, citizen. Donald Trump says he wants to make America great, but he just wants to make it a mess because he likes messes. He's like my little brother. His hair is a mess. He is like a lumpy rock that looks like a skull with an angry face because he's mean. He has corn hair. He wants to make the world into a large war. In the end, he's just not a nice man. I put that on Facebook, and A.E. Stallings, who was given one of those MacArthur Genius Fellowships, said that I should send it to the New Yorker. That would be quite an accomplishment for my son to surpass me at the age of 7. But hell, I'd take it. I'd be like, give me a little nod, and he'd be like, Dad, maybe someday for you, maybe someday. So I have one last poem. Before I read it, I wanted to thank Dan for reading along, and also Adam, who were here to launch his book, which just came out as full length. I am actually the editor of the press that put it out, Goldwake, so I'm really super proud to be a part of that. I'm thrilled to have him here. So hopefully you guys like his work and all that, and Dan's of course as well. So this last one, A Deep Dark Wood. All the raccoon thinks are raccoon thoughts, and all the chicken thinks are chicken thoughts. When they think of the thoughts of the other, all they imagine is hunger. When they think of the thoughts of human beings, all they imagine is hunger. Raccoons and chickens are very wise, much wiser than teachers who make nets from ideas they've stolen from history. All we eat is grace. And the only way to feel better about the death of a tomato is that one day a tomato will feast upon our bones. For a long time, these notions will seem like ideas. They will be trivia suitable for a game show or a night in the parlor with your in-laws. The truth is, it is up to you to love who you are. When this and all stumbling in the gray forest become more than ideas, then